Hey, it's Ano. Welcome back to another video. February has come and gone, and now we're already in March, so that means another monthly Gacha News Roundup video. Now, February has been pretty busy for me, but at the same time, it's been exciting since it's the 2.0 update of Star Rail, and then I got into the CB22 of Wuthering Waves, which, speaking of, I will be streaming on Monday because that's when Yinlin's banner will be up. That's mainly the reason why I didn't pull for Jian yet, since I knew in my heart that Yinlin would be next. Well, mainly because she is the only other missing character that we haven't seen in the beta yet. So yeah, if you're interested, please watch out for that. I'm gonna be streaming 10 a.m. GMT plus 8. I think in the US that's like around 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. PST, somewhere at that time. I'll just be posting the actual time on text right now. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. Let's go on with the news. Starting things off once again, we'll start with Fate Grand Order. Now, the White Day event has finally started. By the time of this video, it started yesterday. For us glasses enjoyers, this is gonna be the best event because this is basically gonna give 13 servants their Spiritron skins with glasses. Those 13 servants are the ones on screen right now. As you can see, they do have a wide variety of glasses. My favorite here is Enkidu, a huge enjoyer of Nobukatsu's as well. It fits really well. Moving on to the actual event, during battles, our avatars will be wearing glasses because, believe it or not, the glasses are actually plot important in this event. As we go on to the days, we will be able to use support NPCs of the servants that have glasses. So you could try them out for yourself. So moving on, in terms of the costumes themselves, for each story node in this event, we will be getting a White Day costume unlock ticket, which can be used to unlock the glasses skins for the servants that have them without spending any QP or materials. Although, before actually getting those skins, we do need to get them from the event shop. And yeah, as we progress through the event, each day a new skin will be unlocked. The event bonuses, of course, aside from the servants featured, all male servants will have a bonus because, of course, White Day is mainly a male-focused event anyway. But of course, for some of the servants that do have glasses, they will get their own bonuses as well. And for the summoning campaign, for those waiting for Arjuna Alter to come back, now's your chance to roll for him. And of course, a number of 5-star male servants are also going to get their rate ups as shown here. And aside from that, Merlin is also coming back. He's going to be up, I think, after a week or so. So yeah, for those that want him, now's your time to get him as well. Now, the cool thing with the CEs in this event is if you do actually get them for the first time, they will be voiced. So that's a pretty cool feature, I'd say. And as typical for the White Day events here in FGO, they will be giving us a free CE. For me, I chose the Detective Edmund one because I think I do have all of this. Because for those of you that don't know, this is a series of CEs, like from the very first White Day event, I think. Yeah, here's the full list of them. There are 4 3-star CEs, so those are mainly just for the collection anyways. For the 3-star CEs, of course, you can get them from the Friend Point Gacha if you don't want to spend your tickets or your Saint Quartz. And yeah, basically that's it for FGO. Let's move on to the next game. Moving on to Honkai Star Rail. The second half of 2.0 patch has started, and with that comes new banners. For this one, it's going to be Sparkle and Jingyuan Rerun. I'm sure you've heard how broken Sparkle is already, so for those that do need an OP support, now's your chance to get her. She's basically a Bronya 2.0 in a sense. So yeah, if you want a second Bronya, now's your chance to get it. And of course, for those waiting for Jingyuan's rerun as well, now's your chance to get him. And of course, the 4 stars on their banners are Sampo, Qingche, and Hanya. Personally, I did like around 17 pulls because yeah, I do like Sparkle because normally I do like the crazy unhinged characters, but since I do want to get Acheron in the next patch, I need to save up And unfortunately, I didn't get Sparkle, so yeah. Of course, with the characters comes with their light cones. Like I mentioned in the previous video, Jingyuan's light cone is pretty good for basically all the characters in his path. So that's a pretty good pickup if you don't have anything else to pull for. And of course, Sparkle's light cone is pretty good as well. And of course, for the ongoing events, the Dream Jolt TV, this is basically another version of like Pure Fiction, an event where for each stage, each attack type or style, like let's say for today, it's gonna be the DOT stage that's gonna be more favored in that stage. So yeah, it's a pretty fun event because the trial characters are pretty fun also. In one of the stages, I got 3 achievements because I got to use Sparkle and Imbibitor Lune. And of course, the final event for this patch, it's gonna come up on Wednesday, March 6th. It's basically the equivalent of the Liben event for those that played Genshin. It's gonna be a pretty chill event. And with this, we are at the tail end of 2.0. 2.1 is supposed to release at the end of March, so I think it's around March 26 or 27. So yeah, that's something to look forward to, especially because, you know, the next characters, Acheron and Aventurine, are pretty fun looking as of now. We are supposed to get the drip marketing for 2.2 soon. And alongside with that, the actual live stream for 2.1 is supposed to happen at the second week of March. I think it's supposed to be on March 15th, if I remember correctly, since 2.0 is a 7-week patch. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And of course for the drip marketing, because 2.2, I think it's gonna be very exciting for some people like myself. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. Moving on to Goddess of Victory NIKKE. The new upcoming event has actually been announced today, and it's Kill the Lord. It's apparently gonna feature D again, so we are gonna get a new version of D. Let's read the description. One by one, attendees of elite gatherings mysteriously disappeared. To uncover the truth, D and Commander decide to join them, but the gathering is open to married couples only. With that, they went under the guise of a newlywed couple. I guess we are gonna pretend to be D's husband again, like in the previous event where she was featured. And yeah, I kind of feel bad for the K enjoyers because, I mean, D was released and now she's gonna get a new version before K gets released, so I feel like it's a bit unfair to those, but I guess D is just that much more popular. I mean, looking at this event image, she is looking pretty fine. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, although I do wonder if she's gonna be limited. Although, judging on how maid privity isn't limited, maybe D won't be limited as well. And also, considering the fact that we are gonna be nearing the 1.5 Aniv, because it's supposed to be on April, so we have like around 1 month left. So maybe they won't make her limited because the next one to her, or maybe there's one before the limited after this event. We're just gonna have to see. And aside from that, they did post their developers note, so let's just go through that. There are a couple of new updates that are pretty significant, I'd say. So let's go over the first one, which is an improvement to the co-op mode in terms of the burst skill. So in order for the AFKers to not heavily affect the skill rotation for the co-op, they are gonna put in a voting system. I think that's a pretty good change, I'd say. And then another change is apparently the sniper rifle and rocket launcher characters with the reticles will get an additional burst gauge. We're gonna have to wait for how significant that will be because right now rocket launchers are pretty meta in the PvP. That's mainly the reason why they are widely used, because they gain a lot of burst gauge already. So if they'll also be buffed, I do wonder how that's gonna affect PvP. I mean, of course, for the sniper rifles, this is a pretty good change since they are pretty underrated in terms of PvP. But yeah, I'm kind of scared with the rocket launchers getting buffs also. But yeah, we're gonna have to check how that's going to be significant in the coming days. Moving on to the other improvements, they are going to implement a quick battle feature in the arena, which is very much good quality of life because I do find my dailies being bogged down by the PvP mode. So this is pretty much a welcome change. And of course, finding lost relics are gonna be easier, supposedly. Moving on to the second season of Simulation Room Overclock. It's supposed to happen on the end of March. Yeah, I'm pretty much a big fan of this mode since it feels more like a roguelike now with all of the modifications in the difficulty. It will be a 4-season week. Moving on to the other stuff, alright, this is more on the decorative elements to the profiles. I'm a big fan of this change because, right now we do have a lot of, frames from the raids and from the events and stuff, and now they're giving us the ability to showcase 5 of them. Basically, more flexing for the older players. And they are gonna give us backgrounds also. Alright, moving on, the side story update. So apparently we are supposed to get the first one on the first 2 weeks of April. It's gonna be titled Second Affection, so I'm guessing this is gonna be a Modernia-centered one, since the event for her skin was titled First Affection, if I remember correctly. I do want to see how she's doing with the pilgrims. And Red Ash will be added to the archives alongside Memory of Goddess, the minigame. So that's a pretty good one. A permanent minigame. And it's good to know that they are going to be reassessing the manufacturer stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of us are experiencing like an imbalance of the manufacturer mode, since having the abnormal ones make the pool much more murkier. So hopefully they do have a good fix on that soon. The next one is going to be one of the more significant changes, since it's basically giving buffs to NIKKEs in the form of collectibles. Now, from what I've read, it does sound like a similar system to how Blue Archive has the unique items for each student. For this one, they're called collectibles. Now, they didn't really go into detail how we're getting them, although they did say that they do not consume spare bodies, and they can be obtained through the outpost, dispatching, and solo raid. So that's good. I'm not really sure why people call this a pay to win. Maybe because they saw the 3 limit break things here. Apparently, the collectibles can be upgraded to treasures if you have an MLB NIKKE. So maybe they're already thinking of what's gonna be the effect of these buffs to the pilgrims in the future, which I can see, I guess, since it is pretty hard to get max limit broken pilgrims in the first place. So if they make the buffs too strong for those, maybe it'll be a bit broken in a sense. But we're gonna have to wait and see. For the first batch of this, they are gonna give Laplace, Diesel, Frima, and Exia. So we're gonna have to see how significant those buffs are. Okay, let's just go through the buffs. So for Laplace, it's basically a buff to her true damage. For Diesel, it's more of a taunt and survivability buff. For Frima, it's an EFF to true damage. I'm not sure what EFF means, but maybe it's more of an efficient, maybe, or more effective in a way. And then for Exia, it's more enhancement. So yeah, since they didn't give the specific details, it's hard to judge how significant these buffs are going to be, but hopefully they are significant enough for the underrated ones, especially for Frima, Exia, and Diesel. Like from the start, they haven't been really used meta-wise. For Laplace, I mean, she's not really bad, but I guess she's a bit outclassed by the other NIKKEs. Let's just see how they're gonna implement these changes. I'm pretty excited for this, since based on how Blue Archive does it, it's a pretty good change to students, or to the NIKKEs in this case, that do need buffs. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for all the NIKKE stuff. I'm pretty excited for the future of NIKKE. It's pretty reassuring that the devs have been really thinking of how to improve the game. Let's move on to the next game. Last but not the least, we are gonna talk about Blue Archive. So the current event right now in the global server is the library event one with Meru and Momiji. So we're already right here. And at the same time, we do have a rerun for Chirino and Marina. So we're just gonna take a quick peek at the upcoming stuff. Starting here, we are supposed to get part 1 of the Halo Festival, which is gonna feature a rerun for Noah, for Utaha, and then we're gonna get Kotori Cheerleader and Haruna Sportswear. Honestly, I wanna get Noah, but knowing that she's in the standard pool, I am hesitating. Although I do love Noah, she's one of my favorite students so far. I also wanna get Haruna. Yeah, I really like her, but I don't know, let's see. Aside from that, of course, we are gonna get the much-awaited rerun for Yuka Sportswear. For those that don't know, she is pretty good for raids. That's mainly why she is my next target. And of course, I do want to get Mari also. She is pretty cute also. Although I'm not sure how significant she is gonna be in raids. So yeah, aside from that, the other students that are coming up, I do want to get Ichika also. There's so many students that I want to get, but yeah, I mean, as a free-to-play, the Pyrox scenes are pretty limited, so yeah, but yeah, aside from those, of course, the next event that supposedly will come is the collab with Railgun. Although, of course, since it is a collab, it's gonna be pretty hard to say if they are gonna bring it to global. But since they did bring the Miku collab back then, I'm pretty confident that they are gonna bring this over to global also. But of course, we're gonna have to see. And yeah, that's it for Blue Archive for now. And yeah, basically those are all the updates for the games that I'm playing. Pretty hype month, I think, especially for Star Rail. Although the hype phase for that is going to be at the end of March, so technically that's on April already. Star Rail is going to have their first ANIV during April, so it's going to be a pretty exciting patch, I would say. I guess that's it for the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Like I said, I am going to stream on Monday. I'm going to stream my pulls for Yinlin. So yeah, if you're interested, again, you can look out for that. And yeah, anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Take care.